Morning. How are y'all doing? It's about 7 a.m. Wanted to come on for a little bit and chat about something. Sebastian Rogers case. I got some information yesterday. I did a video, but I haven't posted it because I was scared. Because I had requested a timeline and some information a while back, 6-7 months ago. Well, I started getting a bunch of stuff in yesterday, so I was kind of like excited. I was like, man, it's been a long time. And lo and behold, I was doing a video when I got him in, right, on Sebastian. And I was going over things while we were doing the video. I was reading the timeline and some other stuff, and I came across 4 emails that looked like they weren't for me, but were attached to the other 37 pieces of pages of information. And I was like, they were randomly stuck in there. And I was like, and it was saying something about PDF, and it was about a video, a new video, and a business video. Not the Roadhouse video. This is a business, not a restaurant, a business. I've never heard of this one before. Well, it wasn't addressed to me, but it was attached with those other ones. So somehow, guys, the person that sent me this information, which is now retired, he's a retired law enforcement, he had sent me some information I had requested, and about the timeline. I wanted to know, like, the TBI timeline, the other one that was put out by News Nation. There was a timeline they had put out, and I wanted to compare, right, to see, because of course we can trust the TBI in, like, the Sumner County timeline, because that goes, like, pretty much any little thing that went on from, it started at the 22nd of February all the way till 2025. December of 2025, I think. Till December of 2024. And then April 2nd, 2025. April 9th, 2025. And then May. And then June. And I was like, what are these? Because I wasn't asking for anything new. I was asking for old stuff. And I started, as I was talking to y'all, I was reading some of this stuff, and I was trying to not show, like, the emails and stuff that it was sent from, because I didn't want to, share that. I told them I wouldn't share that. And before I knew it, I realized what I was reading, and I was like, oh my God, this is not meant for me. And totally shocked, dude. That's some of the stuff. And where I messed up was, one of the person's names that was on it, I accidentally said it out loud, and it's a name that y'all would have known right away. It wasn't a family member. It was somebody within the investigation team from the beginning. And so that's why I knew, this is a no-no. And then I was just kind of like tongue-tied. I had to shut the video down because I didn't know I couldn't post that. I was like, man, if I post that, well, I made a few phone calls and said, hey, I don't know if you meant to send me these, but then, of course, like, the answer was, oh my gosh, no. So I was like, well, I got him. He's like, yeah, but no. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Which really kind of hurt because I was shocked at what I saw. It kind of went into a little bit about that April 2nd, 2025 thing that we were hearing, some of the court information, subpoenas, things of this nature that were for the YouTubers' cases, where they were asked to provide evidence on the 25th of March, and then, of course, they never had any physical, real proof evidence, so that's why it got dismissed. And then they had to pay for the attorneys and all the legal fees of the people that they had drunk and that they had pretty much falsely accused. But I can share a little of it. I mean, it's going to come out. Like I told him, it's going to come out eventually. I might not do it, but somebody's going to know it, right? I mean, if you did this on accident to me, did you do it to somebody else that won't at least pay you a phone call first, right? Me, out of respect, I did that because I felt like if I burn a bridge, then I'll never get any information, right? So we have to kind of make sure that we do right by the people that help us get information. Whether we pay for it or not, doesn't matter. They're still helping us to get it. There was also some talk in there about satellite imaging, some of this 3D scanning in the backyard. There was some stuff in there that I did not know about. And I honestly, this is the type of person I am. I didn't even read the last 2 pages because it was pretty much told that it wasn't for my eyes. 2 of the pages, I kind of went through some of them on the video here, and well, not on this video, but the video I haven't posted. Eventually, I'll be able to post that video. I'm going to save it, believe me. It was like 40 minutes. But I did learn a few things. I learned the new stuff within the flyer, the new flyer. It talks about the embassy. You can contact the embassy. I was a little shocked on that, maybe thinking the Canadian border might play a role or something, maybe something they're thinking outside the box, or do they know something outside the box, right? I don't know. I always wondered why Prophet was posting about Canada crane jobs, and then, you know, people were talking about, I'm one of the ones in the beginning that thought, hey, they took this kid to Alaska, right? And then you got to think, well, Canada's right there. So is that possible? But it did talk a little bit about a video. I told him I would say that, but I wouldn't say what. But I don't really know what the video is. I didn't get the video. I just got a write-up between 2 investigators talking about a video from a business that had been sent off just recently, like literally last month, sent off to be done by enhancement and all that. So what is this video? I don't know. Maybe some of the locals might have more knowledge. I need to get back down there and talk to the locals again. Because evidently there's some video now that they just received. I don't know why it took so long for them to get it, or if it's something they recovered somehow, or if it's something they had and they just hadn't got to it. I would have hoped and prayed they would have got to it by now, but I don't know. It sounded more to me like it's something that just recently surfaced. And I don't know if this is a video from then or this is a more recent video. That's what I was trying to figure out, Bob, but I couldn't really understand the way he was wording it. It was kind of like, I guess, maybe their way of communication without spilling the beans. But I did get the timelines. I want to discuss that a little bit with y'all this morning. Hold on. I got him here. I got to get this other phone out of my butt pocket here. Let's see. I mean, literally, guys, I'll show you what I'm talking about. It was so many pages. Like literally so many pages. And then I got these 4 other ones that were totally different. Some of them had video posts on them. It said February 29th at 20:13 p.m. That was Search for Missing Teen Sebastian, Day 4. Updates on Search for Sebastian Rogers. February 29th, March 14th, April 2nd, 2024, March 1st, March 4th, March 11th, February 27th, February 28th, February 29th at 1:05, at 5:59, at 8:22 p.m. There were so many things in here. Vehicle identification and analysis. That's something I don't think I was supposed to receive. It was vehicle identification and analysis. It says the FBI, I got to make sure I can read some of this. Placed in the, okay, vehicles that were placed in the area at or around the time of Sebastian's disappearance have all been successfully accounted for. Surveillance footage review, and then it has video 2, video 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. These videos and all electronic evidence is now being reviewed. This is something that's new. This was something that was in June. So you remember when we heard about that April 2nd thing, I kept thinking to myself, 3 to 4 months down the road, maybe we'll know something new. Well, it looks like, if you take April to May, May to June, that was 2 months after. It was June 17th. Was when one of these was dated. Information suggested that on April 2nd, 2025, Katie Prophet's home was involved in a legal matter. Okay? Here, let me I gotta try to move this. Okay. Information suggested that on April 2nd, 2025, Katie Prophet's home was involved in a legal matter. But it is not the way you might assume from a warrant that was served in the common understanding of criminal warrants that with connections of a possible crime. Okay, so that's more of a probable cause type thing, I'm guessing here. I can't read all of this because it has their names. And he keeps communicating with this person in this message here, and he keeps saying this man's name over and over and over again, so that's why I can't show this. It appears the nature of the warrant, a standard criminal warrant resulting in an arrest of Katie Prophet's home. Okay, so this is what I'm getting from this was that they were seizing and searching something. They were looking for something. That's what this is telling me. It says the ongoing civil legal dispute and investigation surrounding the disappearance of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. You know what's funny is they do use this child's full name when they communicate with each other. It says important information. Focus on the publicity available details related to the ongoing search for Sebastian Rogers and the associated legal and public disclosure. It does not confirm a specific criminal warrant served actions at Katie Prophet's home on the date of April 2nd, 2025. See, that's what I'm trying to understand. Some of this stuff I know I can't read because he talks about misconception, misunderstandings. See, that's what I'm trying to... It also appears around this time, Katie Prophet invoked her Fifth Amendment rights in retaliation to the investigation into Sebastian's disappearance. Wow. See, there's so much here. This had nothing to do with the YouTubers' cases. That he made that clear. And I know this wasn't for me, and I probably shouldn't be doing this, but it's like he said, just don't share names and don't share like the highlighted stuff. So I'm trying to go through and not share highlighted stuff. But they attached all kinds of things to these PDFs. Like, this was something that was attached to it. I'm just going to show you, give you an idea. And I don't know if this... Okay, that's a clip. I've never seen that photo before. It looked like it's a YouTube video, but it's not. Because I saw the red thing with the air, but it's not. It's not a YouTube video. This was February 29th at 23:13 p.m., day 4. Something on day 4 at this particular area. I don't know, is this maybe where the business was or in the area? I don't know. But, there's something else I wanted to talk about because I really thought that this was shocking to me. Because the new flyer here, if you look at the new flyer where it says submit tips, right? I'm going to show you. Because I got these, that new, where, on the new FBI flyer with the new updated photos, how it shows that little write-up. Y'all see that there in the blue now? It's got a link to it. It says American Embassy. You can call your FBI field office or your nearest American embassy. And I don't understand. I've never seen that before in an FBI flyer. Maybe Jennifer Coffendocker can explain why they would add that now. That means that they're looking at, like, out of the country, like Canada or somewhere like that. That's weird. And it also does say in here, talks about Seth Rogers and when he called the FBI and Elizabeth Vargas, which was someone, I guess, that was reporting on some of this stuff. This when they talked about him being 5'5", whatever. But there's a thing in here I really wanted to read to y'all, because it was a timeline. It talks about the 22nd, February 22nd, 2024, which was a Thursday. Then it goes into February 24th. Then it goes into February 25th. And it has times. It goes to 6:30 to, it's like all the different times of that day and these days. And it breaks it down, like talk to his father, Seth Rogers. Like everything in here is very detailed. I like it. It goes from 6:30 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., midnight on the 26th, which will be the midnight. You know, this went the 25th all the way to 10 p.m. Then it goes into the 26th at midnight, which is, this is kind of like them breaking down, I guess, what maybe Katie and Chris had told them, or Katie had told them. They talked about striking Spirit at 6:30, dinner at the Roadhouse, and then 8 p.m. returning home. I never knew he returned home that late at 8 p.m., but that's clearly what's in here. 8 p.m. returned home. Took out the trash, but there's no proof of it. Because you can't make out who it is. And it talks about how Chris told Katie at midnight to go to bed after she fell asleep on the sofa. They always said a couch. They're using a sofa here. 6 a.m. That's, of course, when she went in to wake him up, supposedly. Allegedly. And then it says here 6:03 a.m. cell phone activity. That means Katie's called Christopher, husband Christopher Proudfoot, stepfather to Sebastian Drake Rogers. She said, I can't. He's repeating what she said. I said, I can't find him. He said, what do you mean you can't find him? I said, he's not in the house. Christopher then contacted the police. This is saying at 6:03 a.m. No. They called at 6:33 a.m. to the police. And at 6:40, Christopher texted and called Seth Rogers. At 7 a.m., Seth Rogers had just clocked out of work. I guess got his stuff together, went outside. At 7:20 a.m., Seth noticed the missed call and text from Christopher, which happened around 6:40 a.m. He then called the stepfather, Christopher Proudfoot, and was informed that Sebastian was missing. 8 a.m., Seth Rogers arrived at the house, stayed the entire day, and fell asleep in his truck. Wow, heartbreaking. 11:17 a.m., Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, TBI. That's when they put out the report. This is another one that got me. At 4:35 p.m., TBI issued another alert asking residents near Beach High School and along Hollow Pike to check out Betty's garages, cars, in case he was hiding. Neighbors reported seeing someone on the Newman's Trail at 4:45 a.m. Police confirmed that it was not Sebastian Rogers. Then you go at, this is another one that jumps back to 9:49 a.m. Summer County Sheriff's Office issued endangered child alert. Then it goes to 12:14 p.m. Summer County Sheriff's Office posts. If you have any information regarding the whereabouts of Sebastian, you are encouraged to contact Detective Carter at 615-442-1865 or via email at bcarter@summercounty.com, summercountysheriff.com. And then 8:49 p.m. Summer County Sheriff's Office post, thank you for reaching out and offering your assistance in the search for Sebastian. We currently have personnel from several local and state agencies involved in the search efforts. If you wish to contribute, we kindly ask that you carefully check your property, including crawl spaces, outbuildings, barns, sheds, small areas, and other locations where a child who enjoys hiding might be. Then it goes to February 27th, 12:30 p.m., TBI. We have some additional contact methods for providing information regarding the search for the immediate assistance. Please contact Sumner County. This is them going back and forth. Hey, call them. You know, like, hey, I know you got some stuff to help, so call them. The community center is where they were set up. Cal. It says UCAL, CAL. Also contact Carter. Email Eric Craddock. Our EMA Director Ken. We are going to release an update on Sebastian Rogers soon. Here's the link, and that was at 3:28 p.m. And then it says here, Amber Alert was issued based on additional investigative information developed during the search for Sebastian, and Amber Alert is now developed during the search for Sebastian. It's being issued whether cold weather is a concern, not knowing what the child is wearing, not knowing if he has the proper clothing attire. We have already searched at this point 2,000 miles on foot. And thoroughly searching Sebastian's home multiple times. This is on the 27th. They've already searched it twice. Let's see here. Thursday the 29th, they drained the pond, the retention pond. No evidence was found. But Eric Craddock had stated they had received several tips. And we're checking up on surveillance footage cameras. We cannot issue information at this time, which means they couldn't talk about it. The dive team assisted on March 1st, March 2nd. That's when they put up that little $3,000 reward, those businesses out of Nashville. Then the next day, March 2nd, it went up to $3,500. March 4th, which was a Monday, they scaled back. Leads have been exhausted. Investigators expanded their efforts, crossing state lines to search a landfill in Kentucky on March the 7th, 2024. Authorities contacted a search at the Hopkins County Regional Landfill, White Plains, Kentucky. Local news footage shows the white tarp covering part of the landfill. Officers shifted through trash. Officials noted that Sebastian's family had been cooperative throughout the investigation. It says here, the search for evidence related to the disappearance of Sebastian at the Kentucky landfill yielded negative results, according to Sumner County Sheriff's Office. While the search for Rogers continues, the search at Hopkins landfill is over, after exhausted efforts to find evidence that would help find the missing 15-year-old with autism. March 15, TBI released a statement. To preserve the integrity of the investigation, we cannot discuss many of the specifics surrounding the case. But we know how many people care about Sebastian and what is being done, and what is still being done to bring him home. We want to caution the public about putting too much stock into information being presented on various media forums that is inaccurate and incomplete. All right, acting on a tip on March the 21st, March the 22nd, TBI. Let's see. Information has been collected since the search for Sebastian began. We also continue to follow up on tips and leads that come in today. 240 are coming at that point. United Cajun Navy shows up Friday, March 29th. United Cajun Navy leaves. Tuesday, April 2nd, Eric Craddock special. Investigation ongoing with local and federal resources. encourage your community to stay vigilant no matter how small you may think it is. We are concerned. It is cause the communities become concerned. We are doing everything we can despite the passage of time. He has not been forgotten. No one is giving up. We are not stopping. Yeah, good. All right. Let's see here. Right now, they don't have a lead in their criminal investigation, cautioning social media on what they share. They want people to use caution. Well, no, you told us that. While there is no evidence to support foul play, we are not ruling it out at the time, and no one, I mean no one, is cleared at the moment. Eric Craddock says he received no police reports regarding threats to the United Cajun Navy. That was April 3rd. You know, he does come out and debunk a lot of things, like Green Hoodie, the videos, some of these other things. How come he's never debunked his criminal one on April 2nd, 2025? How come some of these other things he's not debunking them for now? The thing is here, let's see, April 17th, April 25th, May 21st, August 26th. FBI Memphis field office and Nashville residents announced the offer of the reward. That was August 26th. That was a $50,000 FBI reward. Let's see. It is an active and ongoing investigation. Eric Craddock highlighted investigators meet each week to review progress. Certain information is being withheld to protect the integrity and the evidence of the investigation. Let's see. Updated 2/25/25. Let's see. The morning the Summit County Sheriff's Office issued a missing persons report to begin efforts to locate Sebastian. Trying to make these I can't read. I know I can't read these. I understand people want answers. Is this it? Sebastian Rogers likes to fish. There is no option that is off the table, Craddock said. Sebastian likes to hide. He likes to fish. He likes to get into small spaces, hide under his bed. So we encourage you to please check everywhere. The drainage, culverts, back seats, cars. Wow. Let's see. Specialized resources. Bloodhounds and handlers. Fixed-wing aircraft. Thermal imaging. Wow. Helicopters, drones, fixed-wing aircraft, thermal imaging during the day and night operations. Sebastian's home, yard, vehicles, and neighbors' properties were searched multiple times. Technology and investigative tools. Video surveillance was number one. Numerous businesses provided surveillance footage. Video evidence is being analyzed and enhanced by TBI, FBI, Secret Service experts to date. Significant information has been identified from the video. See, this is the, I'm not supposed to, yeah, this is where I get into, I'm not supposed to read this, sorry. Scratch that. Object, Your Honor, object. Authorities warn. Okay, hold on. Search warrants were executed to collect evidence, cell phone data, gaming system activity, and other digital evidence. We are analyzing it. The FBI has helped with the identifying of the accounts and the vehicles. present near the area at and around the time of his disappearance. Because, you know, they did those dumps, right? Now it says here, June 2025, re-examination of evidence. Collected electronics and physical evidence continues to undergo radioactive re-investigation to assure that we did not overlook anything. Wow. Additional note on challenges. Autism. Oh, that's just, they're making little notes of what? Significant leads. Uh-oh. Hold on. I don't think I can read that. That's within the first several days. Nope, I don't need that. Nope. Collected from the beginning of the investigation has now been sent off to be reanalyzed and re-enhanced where possible by tech experts at the FBI and the Secret Service to date. This is crazy. We do caution rumors surrounding surveillance video being shared to the public. It is not relevant to the case. Oh, they're talking about that one with the man walking his dog. I get it, because I see on here dog in parentheses. I see it, yeah. That's the one that, yeah, they debunked that one. We know they debunked that one. I guess they're telling each other, hey, that has no meanings. It does not hold any evidentiary significant, any value at all towards the investigation. That one with the dog walker. Numerous search warrants have been executed. Digital evidence. Talks about the gaming. It talks about the cell phones, the vehicles. Vehicle identification and analytics. With the help of FBI, vehicles that were placed in the area at or around the time of Sebastian's disappearance are all on the FBI's radar. Okay, which means they go through and they search each vehicle, each whatever, right? And then they go through the surveillance footage. These videos and all electronic evidence that has been recovered is now being reviewed. Again, okay. And this was 8:22 p.m. on June the 14th, 2025. Updates. We expanded coverage. Reason behind the expanded coverage. Reason behind the new send-offs. TBI. The parents limited information sharing. Wow. This was February 28, 2025. Parent limited information sharing. It's a note, and they put it in in a little box. Officials. Further details on the efforts. 5:59 p.m., 1:05 p.m. See, some of this stuff here I'm scared. Yeah, I know there's some I completely cannot read, but there was one in here that I was trying to find because it did say the importance of the information available. It talked about how she's the one that said that he was wearing black. You know, she's the one that told him what he had on. They're going based on what she said, right? They're not based on seeing him somewhere on footage. But what I'm getting now from this stuff that I wish I had the video. I wish they would have attached that dang video from that business. Man, I wouldn't have shared it, but I want to see it. I think everybody wants to see it. I think everybody now is going to be curious of what it is. I'm curious right now what it is. What business is it? Is it off of like Long Hollow Pike? Is it by the school? I don't know what businesses. There's not a lot of businesses on that road. I mean, technically the store. Oh, y'all think it could be the store? Okay. I've been racking all night, racking my brain because I didn't know how to talk about this. I'm wondering if it's the store. Y'all think it could be the store? Man, I need to go back. I need to go back tomorrow. I need to leave tomorrow to go back. I got to go back, guys. I got to go find this stuff out. Because now I'm going to be on a different hunt, right? I'm going to be looking for businesses around and down those roads. Hey, I know some of y'all here are local. Besides the store there on that, 9.4 mile block up till you get up to where Chili's and all that, I mean, the Tex Roadhouse and everything, what businesses are along that route? And if you go the other way to the school, I'm trying to remember, I didn't really see much out there business-wise besides the store. But now there is something by the high school, right? But I think that's part of the high school's maintenance building, maybe. Makes you wonder, what business are they talking about? I mean, I always knew there was some form of a second video, but this is something different than even that. This is something that June 2025. Do you think it could have been something they recovered in that April 2nd stuff? Like, I don't know. I'm so lost right now. I don't. Maybe y'all already know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some of this is already leaking. I know things are trickling out little by little. I've been hearing a lot of little trickles. You know, I knew that she had pleaded the fifth. I guess in an act of, I guess, trying not to answer anything. Like, I know she's just doing what her lawyer tells her to do, but in the long run, that's like, it's not a good look, right? Not a good look. Where is Sebastian Rogers? That's what we all want to know. What happened? What's the truth behind all this? Hopefully I'll get that call back today that I've been waiting for, because there is 2 pages here that I don't know. I think I'll be able to share them later on today in a video. I'm planning it because I wanted to get them printed out and put them on a board, and that way we can discuss them. But I do need to get the okay. I know that there's 4 that I'm not going to be able to share at all. And I get it. I don't ever want to hinder anything, right? That nobody wants to hinder anything. That's why we got to be so careful about what we do and what we say. But I am fixing to head back there to Hendersonville and enjoy a little bit cooler weather for a little bit. It's just brutal in Texas right now. It's, you know, if we base it on what have we got, like, you know, what do we got? What is out there besides the flashlight video? That's still a confusion. What about this vehicle? You know, these vehicles in the area, right? We always wondered. I was told that they were doing an investigation a couple of mornings in a row after, around the same time, around 3:30 in the morning, they were doing some driving around, I think, to see the light and see what security lights come on. And that's what always made me wonder, because in that Tinkerbell video, you do see the light come on, the security light. You can see it kind of light up the field a little bit there. Was that, you know, were they trying to place exactly, or were they trying to figure out where they walked, right? That's what I was told, that they were trying to figure out the path of travel. Because we know on the 11th of March, which was, you know, less than 2 weeks after, they were doing all those 3D images of the backyard. But I'm still curious about the April 2nd thing. I've always been confused on it. Like, what really went on? Like, what did they recover? What did they take? What were they trying to get? Was it, you know, something on the vehicle? Was it, you know, something on a phone? Or did they need another device? Or maybe they went after the game station again? I don't know. Maybe they're backtracking. Maybe they're going over stuff again. I don't know. If they're doing something, that matters to me. I want them to continue, right? I'm hearing that they are, behind closed doors, that they're really scrambling around like fire ants right now is what I'm hearing. So I don't know if y'all are hearing the same. A lot of the locals have been talking about it for a week. That it seems like there's a lot of activity. As far as a lot of activity. Someone the other day sent me a clip. I need to find that clip of the helicopter. And it looked like maybe like either like a National Guard or something like that, helicopter flying the area. People were saying that it looked like somebody had a big camera thing sticking out the door of the helicopter and was flying over the neighborhood and back towards the high school. I don't know. Are they, I mean, hey, if they're working, they're working. That's amazing. Because we need them to continue until the truth is found here. This child needs to be found. Of course, all the missing children need to be found, right? It's just so crazy that TBI can catch that dude Austin in a week's time. In the middle of the damn woods. Well, it was a gentleman. Thank God for him. He made that phone call. He saw it. It looked out of the ordinary. He saw somebody walking. He called. He should get the reward. I think it was 37 grand. Hopefully that man gets it. You know, he was wearing like a blue collared, like polo style shirt and some khaki pants. He was actually working when they noticed him, Austin, walking through the woods there. And of course, he called immediately and stayed on the phone with him until law enforcement got there. So really, he's the hero in all of this. That gentleman is the one that saved the day. He's the one that got this monster off the streets, right? Austin off the street. But you know, they solved that so quickly, right? And it makes you wonder, how is this case and Summer Wells' case not solved so quickly? And Layla Santinello's, and how come these cases aren't solved? Because I think it was very careful about how these things were done, and I think it was planning, like really good planning. That's why I've always thought he never made it home from the Texas Roadhouse, because there was no scent of him nowhere. I don't feel that he made it home, and I know that's my opinion, but some people think that 2:58 a.m. is when they got this boy out of the house. I'm not saying it's not possible. It's possible. I mean, of course, someone ran back to that house, which I believe is Katie, but that's just my opinion and my thought. We're trying to educate ourselves on this thing. This is educational purposes only. This is my opinions, my thoughts, my free speech. I'm entitled to it. Nobody's going to take that from me. I pay my taxes just like every other American pays their taxes. And it's just so... It's just mind-boggling, I think, that now, and they always say it's when you least expect it, right? Like, who would have thought, with everything going on in the true crime world right now, manhunts and all this stuff going on, that behind closed doors, this case would be grabbing momentum, on the law enforcement side of it, grabbing speed for some reason. I'm hoping Jennifer Coffinacker is going to come out and explain this to us, because I have a feeling she might know something. She seems to know a lot, which is great. She's a very educated woman. She put her life on the line for the FBI for all those years. I've never had nothing but nice things to say about Jennifer. I think she's a wonderful mother. She's a wonderful wife. She's a wonderful parent. She's a wonderful person in general. She believes in fighting for justice and all these cases, and helping to advocate for all these missing children. And I would really I'm hoping she's going to come out and do something in the next day or so, maybe, and give us a little more of an understanding. I really want to know a lot about that, why they added that to the FBI flyer about the embassy. That's kind of shocking to me. I've never really seen that on a flyer before. And so I'm curious of why now would they update this thing and add that as a link. There's reasoning behind it. I just don't know what the reasoning is. I haven't been able to get a hold of my guy in the field office in Texas, Houston, Texas there. So I haven't been able to get a hold of him. He's on vacation, so he's not going to return my call right now. I usually call him for these kind of questions, but any of y'all that may be, on Jennifer's channel or whatever, and may, maybe ask her if she's heard anything, and see if we can't learn something from this. There's a lot right now going on, supposedly. I'm fixing to head that way because I got to see it for myself. Y'all know me. I don't take everybody's word for it. I want to go see it, physically see it. I want to see this activity. I want to see this movement. I want to see this, what is causing, if we can find out what's causing this little spike. It's amazing. If it's truly 100% a spike, then wow, that's big, because something has led them to this. And it does show us that they're not giving up, that they still are. You know, they're still fighting for Summer Wells. We know TBI is still working on that. So we know now, those fire ants, man, they get all over my camera all the time when I sit it here. I don't know how. I guess the electronics draws them, but I don't want them to get inside it or something. Anyway, you know, let's keep Sebastian in our prayers and thoughts, guys. All the missing, all the runaways, they run for a reason. Let's keep them in our thoughts and prayers, and pray for justice here for Sebastian and all these other cases, Little Summer and all these other ones, Jack and Lily. There's so many. I think Jack and Lily case is coming to, hopefully, I think they're getting finally what they need. That's what I heard through the grapevine yesterday, is that they've been able to get a little more information in the last few days. So hopefully that's true, and hopefully we're going to see something go down here. Someone be held accountable. Someone or more than one, I don't know. But like I said, everyone's innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. I'm still trying to understand this video, this last night video. Now I'm curious of what this new business video is. I need to get down there and start finding what businesses are along that route, or maybe along that roadway there, or up by the highway or the interstate. Just try to figure out what it possibly could be. I'm still wondering now that I just thought about it a while ago while we were doing this video, is it the store? We've always wondered about that store. I've always wondered, was Kathy really at that store that morning? You know, that store, if they have cameras, it's going to see every vehicle that goes by there. You know, is it something off of that camera that they were able to recover? I don't know. Is it something at all? Or is it just people, you know, just wanting to ramble their mouths? I really don't know. I mean, I know what I got, and I know what I see with my own eyes. Yes, I can't legally share all that. I mean, I did call my attorney and ask him, and he's like, well, you know, don't give any names, don't share any email addresses, don't share any attachment emails or anybody that it may have went to besides you. You know, that's still an error. So, you know, maybe talk a little bit about some of the stuff in it, but do not share any names and anything that's blocked, like anything that's highlighted. So I didn't do that. I didn't do any of that. And I didn't give much of it. I just shared a little bit because I'm curious about, I've always known that there's probably videos, but I didn't know about a business video. So, you know, unless it's a store, I don't know. Is it somewhere by the school? Is it somewhere, you know, I don't believe it's a restaurant because it says business. They would say restaurant, you would think. But anyway, take it as a grain of salt, guys. It's my alleged opinions here. We're just trying to dig and see if we can find the truth for Sebastian Rogers to help locate him. As we know, Seth Rogers is still fighting every day. It's amazing. His dad is still pushing. We're pushing with him. Our prayers are with him. Our thoughts are with him. Our hearts are with him. Y'all have a blessed day, a blessed morning, guys. We'll talk soon. Maybe by this afternoon I'll be able to share a little bit more of this. I don't know. Like I said, I really wanted to communicate before I do. I think what I share with y'all now was pretty much told that I could. So I did everything by the book. We'll see what happens, guys. Anyway, y'all have a blessed one. We love y'all, guys. Remember, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Y'all's comments are y'all's and y'all's alone, not to reflect the channel. We do our research together a lot because we are a big-hearted little family here. Thank y'all for all y'all's amazing hearts and kindness. It's truly amazing. I got 100 things going on right now. I'm working on 4 cases right now, and the Lady Bird Lake, and the Gilgo Beach. There's so much going on right now. I'm utilizing everything I can and trying to put together all these cool videos and get them out to y'all as quickly as possible. So with that said, appreciate the patience. Y'all be safe, be good. Remember, it's educational. We're here to talk about our thoughts, our theories, what we think could have possibly happened, try to figure out, take a deep dive, see what we can find, see if we can find any truth at all in this, right? Looks like it's a big pile of lies and mess right now. So hopefully some truth will be discovered. We know now there's evidence. I've seen it with my own eyes. They're saying that there's evidence everywhere. They turn around, there's evidence. I know that Katie told us in that yearly thing that they had 0 evidence. I don't believe that. I don't know how she can say that knowing. I think they're just not telling her anything, to be honest. I don't think they're sharing anything with her at all. I'm still waiting on some stuff from the New Mexico court system to come back to me, some records I'd asked for and requested and paid for on the faith thing, trying to understand. From what I'm gathering, we know he lost in that case every time he's fought it. So we'll see how it goes, right? We'll see what happens. See if CPS is going to do what they're evidently, what I'm being told they're doing is investigating their own way, trying to come up with a way, I think, for the abuse. I don't know. We'll see what happens on that. But in the meantime, Sebastian Rogers is still missing. He has no voice right now. So let's keep up the fight, guys. Let's keep up the prayers. Keep lighting candles. Let's keep digging. All right, guys. Let's keep coming up with theories and opinions and thoughts and, what we think, right? I love hearing y'all's opinions. So y'all let me know, any locals. Do y'all think it could be the store? Do y'all think it could be another place of business there? I need to go back down that road again. I don't remember. I got some footage. I want to go see all the places and try to see if there's cameras and what it possibly could be. Anyway, it could be something right next door to the Texas Roadhouse for all I know. I don't know. But it's something, and something's better than nothing. All right, guys. We love y'all. Be safe. Trigger warning as always. Remember that. All right, guys. My big ledger bubble here. All right, bye.